Hello friends, it's Brooke-Sidney here. Welcome to my channel where I talk about all things mindset and manifestation to help you make miracles manifest. Today I want to talk about what to do when you are dealing with the 3D and you're starting to feel a little triggered. This is especially important when you're trying to manifest an SP. So we're going to get into it. But before we do, I just want to remind you that there are two ways to work with me: email coaching or Zoom coaching, which is like one-on-one. That information is listed below, as well as two communities of like-minded individuals who are on this amazing, I feel like, personal development, mindset, and manifestation journey. So check that out below. So today I'm talking about dealing with the 3D circumstances and what to do when you are triggered. So often when we get on the manifestation journey and we decide that we're going to try this out, or even if we've been on it for a long time, for some manifestations, they do not appear instantly, right? They take some time to come in as we're working through our limiting beliefs, working on our self-concept, and, working on our natural assumption. So while we're doing this particular work and lining up with our manifestation, it's not here and it can be triggering. And I find that there are two places where it's the most triggering, and that's like money manifestations, because many of us, we need that money in the account right now, or we are manifesting love at some level. Either it's a new person or we have an SP, a specific person that we want to usually repair things with, have that person come back in. And oftentimes there's no movement in the 3D, right? So whatever we're dealing with, whatever is triggering us, I wanted to give you a couple of things to consider and keep in mind and try to help you move from the decision to manifest, the work of manifestation, and it is here. And and I've talked about it in other videos, that you can collapse time. There are several ways that you can collapse time. I just talked about manifesting quick and easy, and I will link that video. But the first thing that I want to say is that when you get triggered, something gets you upset in the 3D. Maybe you're seeing that your SP has moved on. Again, maybe the money is not in your account. My general thought to begin with is always to acknowledge the feeling. Although I say the 3D is an illusion, and I'll get to that, it is what we're experiencing. And if you are having a feeling about it, I never suggest that we stuff our feelings and push it away and do that. Acknowledge the feeling. It has presented itself. Find ways to self-soothe, whatever that is for you. Maybe it's going and taking a walk. Maybe it's shifting subjects. Maybe it's, going to sleep even. But I don't suggest that you stuff it. It's different if you were already in the mode of I'm going to be delusional about the past and I'm not going to keep looking at the 3D, that kind of thing, and you're in that mode, then please stay delusional. But if you are already triggered and you've already paid attention to the 3D, I want you to acknowledge your feelings and then self-soothe. The next thing that I want you to do is just to try to stop being triggered. I know that's hard. Again, go back to number one, try to self-soothe, move on to a different subject, distract yourself, go do something else. But if you can't, I really want you to do your best to stop. Stop trying to figure it out. Just acknowledge the feeling and do your best to stop and self-soothe. Because what I don't want you to do is to continue to spiral. Because spiral starts putting you back into the energy of the things that you don't want to manifest. It doesn't help you to feel better. It doesn't help you to manifest. So if there's any way that you can slow down or stop the brakes on spiraling, that is my suggestion. I'm not of the mindset to just keep going with it and going with it and going with it. I find that the less we can focus on the things that we don't want to manifest, the quicker the things that we do want manifest. So stop the spiral, self-soothe, acknowledge, but keep it moving, okay? And the way that you can do that very easily is to this is number 3, use this trigger as a reframe. Use it as an opportunity to once again acknowledge, hey, that's not what I want. I actually want the opposite of that. And then launch into your reframes by using revision on the spot, and I'll tag that video above. Also, affirmations, right? If there's something's coming up, like for example, my SB is not texting me back, that's how you're feeling and that's triggering, then flip it and reverse it. Go into my SB always contacts me back. My SB loves me. I'm getting a text right now. I love when my SB texts me back. You can use all sorts of affirmations. You can try the Isn't It Wonderful technique. I've talked about that recently, so I'll tag that. You really want to use something to get you out. Don't think long, because oftentimes we'll think long and wrong. Just start using a technique that feels good to you to shift that energy and shift those thoughts, because those thoughts are creating those feelings. And use this triggering session as a launch pad into thinking and focusing our thoughts and energy on what we do want and not what we don't want. Also, number 4, remind yourself that what you're seeing in the 3D is the past. I've done several videos on the 3D, so I'll link some above, but the 3D is the past. It's what you've been thinking about. It's your old natural assumption. I sometimes say to the past when I see something that triggers me, that's the old me, that's the old past, that's what I used to think. That is being changed as we speak. It's being changed in the moment, and the past and the 3D in front of us is taking some time to catch up, right? Just think about how quick we are. We're just so quick. We are co-creating, and we're co-creating quick, and it's taking a moment for what's in front of us to catch up, right? It's taking a moment for us to harmonize and this new level of thought, this new dominant state, this new state of consciousness. It's taking us a moment. The past is going to catch up, and it's all good, right? Keep it moving. Try not to dwell, okay? And number 5 is to remember that you are the operant power. You are the co-creator of your reality, your universe, what you are seeing in front of you. So because you are seeing it and you created it in the past, you know that you can change it and create something in the future. Remember how powerful you are. This might be a good time to pull in that manifestation list, that list that I've talked about, where you write down some of the things or all of the things that you have manifested. I find it really helpful to boost our confidence and to remind us of how deeply powerful we are and how we co-create with God in the 5th dimension. And number 6 is that we want to persist. We really want to persist. We want to keep going. We want to find ourselves in flow. I talked about recently the difference between pushing and persisting. I'll tag that video because that's a totally different energy. And oftentimes when we're triggered, especially if we don't stop kind of for a moment and regroup, we might find ourselves pushing against, like we're pushing this boulder uphill. And really, we just want to align again with our desire, go back into those imaginal states, continue to resonate with already having it, already having our wish fulfilled. That's which will carry you, almost carries you on that wave to the place where your manifestation is now in front of you and is now in the 3D. And then kind of a bonus one that I want to add is to stop checking the 3D. When you're in harmony, you're in resonance, and you know that it's coming, you know that it's finished, you know that you're going to have your wish fulfilled, you know it's coming in, you're not going to miss it. You don't need to keep checking it. You don't need to keep checking your phone. You don't need to keep checking the bank account. Trust and believe when that manifestation comes in, you are going to know, you're going to be excited about it, and you're not going to miss it. So I hope this has been helpful for you. I would love for you to drop your comments and thoughts below. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel. Like this video so that we can share this powerful teaching, and turn on that bell so you'll know when I'm coming on next, and I will see you tomorrow.